Dangerous and devious. That is how attorney Christian Monsod describes the proposal to amend the economic provisions of the Constitution. House leaders believe the current economic provisions are restrictive and that the resolution of both houses number 2 will help increase foreign direct investments in the country. But for Monsod, one of the framers of the 1987 Constitution, the real motive behind the proposal is for lawmakers and businessmen to get more power and money. He believes it may be a new and bigger source of illicit money than the pork barrel.
Once the insidious insertion is accomplished, our legislators can go to rich foreign land developers or mining companies and ask, by how much do you wish to increase your ownership of land and mine? From 40% to 51, 50 billion. 67%, 100 billion. 75%, 150 billion. 100%, 200 billion. That's loose change.
Monsod adds this is the worst time to push for such amendments because only China will benefit from this as Western countries still grapple with the pandemic.
China is already recovering and will largely monopolize FBI. Is this what we want? They're already getting favored tax and entry treatment. Connected politicians and Chinese businessmen have already received smuggled vaccines from China.
Retired Supreme Court Associate Justice Vicente Mendoza also believes now is not the right time for charter change. He says the government should just focus on the pandemic in the 2022 elections.
And not to be discounted is the worry that a constituent assembly or even a constitutional convention can become a runaway assembly or convention that will not limit itself to the consideration of economic problems.
But another retired justice and framer of the Constitution, Adolfo Azcuna, believes otherwise. He says amending the restrictive economic provisions of the Constitution should be part of the solution to recover from the pandemic.
There is a need to align ourselves with the ASEAN countries in the so-called ASEAN integration. And there is a barrier to ASEAN integration in the form of the restrictive economic provisions of our Constitution.
Joyce Ilas, CNN Philippines.